Class 10 Democratic Politics, Chapter 4 Gender, Religion and Caste.
Dear children, this chapter throws light on three social differences in India, such as gender, caste, and religion, which may turn to social division with the involvement of politics. Awareness is given about the gender discrimination due to historical reasons, changes taken place due to the feminist movements, education, and urbanization. This also emphasizes the need for women to participate in politics for empowering themselves.
The first one is sexual division of labor. It's given in page number 40. What do you mean by sexual division of labor? It is a system in which all work inside the home is either done by women of the family or organized by them through the domestic helpers. In most families, women do all work inside the home, such as washing clothes, tailoring, cooking, and looking after children, etc. And men do all the work outside home. It is not that men can't do housework. When these jobs are paid for, men are ready to take up these works. Now, it is not that women do not work outside home. In villages, you can see women fetch water, collect fuel and work in the fields. What about in the urban areas? In urban areas, women work in offices and also work as domestic help. In fact, the majority of women do some sort of paid work in addition to domestic labor, but their work is not valued and does not get recognition. Now, let us see gender discrimination in public life. The result of the division of labor on the basis of gender is that although women constitute half of the humanity, their role in public life, especially in politics, is minimal in most societies. Earlier, only men were allowed to participate in public affairs, that is, to vote and contest for public offices. Gradually, women in different parts of the world organized and agitated for equal rights. These agitations demanded enhancing the political and legal status of women and improving their educational and career opportunities. Now, the next one is feminist movements. More radical women's movements wanted equality in personal and family life as well. These movements are called feminist movements. What do you mean by a feminist? A woman or a man who believes in equal rights and opportunities for women and men. Now, more on feminist movements. Political expression of gender and political mobilization has helped to improve the role of women in public life. For example, now we find women working as scientists, doctors, engineers, lawyers, managers, teachers, etc. In some parts of the world, participation of women in public life is very high. Example, Scandinavian countries. Now, let us see how women face disadvantage, discrimination and oppression. It is given in page number 42. The first one, the literacy rate among women is very low. Similarly, a smaller proportion of girl students go for higher studies. When we look at school results, girls perform as well as boys, if not better in some places. But the girls drop out because parents prefer to spend their resources for their boys' education rather than spending them equally on their sons and daughters. Second one, the proportion of women among the highly paid and valued job is still very small. On an average, an Indian woman works 1 hour more than an average man every day. Yet, much of her work is not paid and therefore often not valued. Third one, The Equal Wages Act provides that equal wages should be paid to equal work. However, in almost all areas of work, from sports and cinema to factories and fields, women are paid less than men even when both do exactly the same work. In many parts of India, parents prefer to have sons and find ways to have the girl child aborted before she is born. Last one, there are reports of various kinds of harassment, exploitation and violence against women. They are not even safe within their own home from beating, harassment and other forms of domestic violence. Women's political representation. In India, the proportion of women in legislature has been very low. Their share in the state assemblies is less than 5%. In this respect, India is among the bottom group of nations in the world. In the government, cabinets are largely all male even when a woman becomes the chief minister or the prime minister. Now, let us see the relationship between religion and politics. Gandhiji used to say that religion can never be separated from politics. What he meant by religion was not any particular religion like Hinduism or Islam, but moral values of all religions. He believed that politics must be guided by ethics drawn from religion. Second one, human rights group in India have argued that most of the victims of communal rights are people from religious minorities. They have demanded that the government should take special steps to protect religious minorities. Third one, women's movement has argued that family laws of all religions discriminate against women. So, they have demanded that the government should change these laws to give them more equality. So, these are all examples to show the relationship between religion and politics. Now, the next one is communalism. What do you mean by communalism? Communalism involves thinking along the following lines. The followers of a particular religion must belong to one community and their fundamental interests are the same. It follows that people who follow different religions cannot belong to the same social group and their interests should be different. The communalists believe that people belonging to different religions cannot live as equal citizens within a country. Again, communalism and communal politics. Communal politics is based on the idea that religion is the principal basis of social community or a nation. In communal politics, religion is expressed in exclusive and partisan terms. Next one, the governmental power is sometimes misused to establish the dominance of one religion over the rest of the religions of the country. Now, let us see secularism in India. There is no official religion for the Indian state, unlike the status of Buddhism in Sri Lanka, that of Islam in Pakistan or Christianity in England. Constitution of India does not give a special status to any religion. The Constitution provides to all individuals and communities freedom to profess, practice and propagate any religion or not to follow any. Again, more on secularism. The Constitution prohibits discrimination on grounds of religion. At the same time, the Constitution allows the state, means the government, to intervene in the matters of religion in order to ensure equality within religious communities. For example, it bans untouchability. Now, let us see the merits of expression of caste differences in politics. In some situations, expression of caste differences in politics give many disadvantaged communities the space to demand their share of power. In this sense, caste politics has helped people from Dalits and OBC castes to gain better access to decision making. Several political and non-political organizations have been demanding and agitating for an end to the first one, discrimination against particular caste, for more dignity and more access to land, resources and opportunities. Now let's see the negative results of expression of caste in politics. It's given in page number 54, last paragraph. Exclusive attention to caste can produce negative results as well. As in the case of religion, politics based on caste identity alone is not very healthy in a democracy. It can divert attention from other pressing issues like poverty, development and corruption. In some cases, caste division leads to tensions, conflicts and even violence. Thank you, children.